Let me tell you a chilling story about karma that unfolded in one of Nigeria's most prestigious medical schools. There was this powerful figure, the head of the medical faculty, who everyone knew but nobody dared to challenge. You see, in those hallways of what should have been academic excellence, he had created his own little empire of corruption. This professor had mastered the art of the deal. Want to pass your exams? He had a price, need better grades. Just slide an envelope his way. For years, he turned medical education into a business transaction, completely disregarding the sacred responsibility of training future doctors who would hold people's lives in their hands. He walked those corridors with an air of invincibility. His connections reached the highest levels of academia and government. Students whispered about him in fear, knowing that crossing him meant the end of their medical careers. Some bright, hard-working students were failed simply because they couldn't or wouldn't pay, while others who barely knew the difference between a stethoscope and a thermometer graduated with flying colors. But life has a funny way of coming full circle. One ordinary evening, something went terribly wrong. The professor collapsed in his office, clutching his chest. The pain was excruciating, a severe cardiac episode that required immediate medical attention. As fate would have it, he was rushed to the nearest hospital. Now imagine the horror in his eyes when he recognized the doctor on duty. It was James, one of his former students. Not just any student, but one he had passed, despite knowing the young man had barely attended classes and couldn't tell basic medical procedures apart. James had graduated thanks to the professor's corrupt system, and now, in life's cruel irony, he held the professor's life in his inexperienced hands. In that moment of clarity, lying on that hospital bed, the professor finally understood the true weight of his actions. Every bribe he had taken, every unqualified student he had passed, he hadn't just corrupted the system, he had put countless future lives at risk. His own life was now in the hands of his corrupt legacy. This story teaches us something profound about life. It's not just about karma or what goes around comes around. It's about the ripple effects of our actions. When we compromise on integrity, especially in fields like medicine where lives are at stake, we're not just harming abstract principles. We're potentially harming real people, including ourselves. Statistics show that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in many countries, and corruption in medical education contributes significantly to this tragic reality. Every time we choose personal gain over professional responsibility, we're sowing seeds that might one day grow into our own undoing. Remember, in life's grand tapestry, we all eventually reap what we sow. The question is, what kind of harvest are you planting today?
Hey there. You know those moments when a story just hits different? When it feels like someone out there really gets what you're going through?